14 podcast. It is January 11th. One step, one day closer to opening day, to spring training, to pitchers and catchers reporting, and a big move yesterday. Another demon outside of our division going to our second favorite team, the National League. Alex Bregman has left. Avery, how are we feeling, man? Crazy news drop. Pretty late yesterday. That was like 11, 12 o'clock.
Awesome timing if you're a Chicago sports fan. Like that into the Bears game would have been an all-time news dump and the game finish. Not somewhere I expected Bregman to go, to be honest. Made sense. But again, a right-handed hitter at Wrigley is like not my favorite fit for him. Take the money. The Red Sox, I mean, I do want to be impartial about it, but it's hard to. Like pissing off Devers because you signed Bregman. Then trading Devers and then losing Bregman is all-time funny stuff. Like I'm sorry. It could still work out for them, whatever. Like you got the good prospects, you got the good team. I know it's like it's not the end for the Red Sox, obviously, but
Sure.
Really funny storylines as you write it down bullet by bullet to get this Alex Bregman stuff.
Well, and also another thing is like, sure, they could pivot and sign someone, but they're not going to be as good as Rafael Devers. Like if they go off and sign Bo Bichette, right, which is what this episode will be about, where his next kind of spot is. Bo Bichette, no disrespect, is nowhere near the same hitter as Rafael Devers. Like Rafael Devers rakes. That's like a 35 lock-in home run a year guy at Fenway Park, especially. The pivot they can make, I don't think will ever even really appease fans. Is that kind of crazy to say?
No, I mean they are going through a fan torture chamber. Like
Yeah.
Since Mookie, just think about what they've done, right? Like Mookie's gone, Xander's gone, Rafael Devers is gone. Like
And Bregman now.
yeah, Bregman was a 1 year guy, so it's different, but like it's just kind of humiliation ritual towards the fans for players that they love, and that would suck. Winning fixes everything, obviously, so you could go off, but like to be a fan of the team, fall in love with the players, then to have those guys that are kind of loyal to you go that easily, it would suck to be a fan of that. But you have like think about if they do that with Roman Anthony at some point, like the next player that's promised. It would suck for that reason to be a Red Sox fan.
And and like more stuff has come out about it. Like the Red Sox weren't willing to give Alex Bregman a no trade clause. That's kind of because what you guys have done. Like if I'm Alex Bregman, I have a newborn or I have a young kids and I have a wife and a family, and by the snap of my fingers, I could be dealt in 2 years. Why am I signing up for that? Do I think no trade clause are good? Not necessarily, because it kind of handcuffs teams, and I understand the business aspect of it. But if I am any free agent now and I have the potential of going to the Boston Red Sox, in the back of my mind, I look at players that are significantly better than I am, a Mookie Betts, a Rafael Devers. And I'm like, I could be dealt no matter how good I am. That's kind of the crazy thing about it. And it all snowballed with the Mookie Betts thing. And when you look at the return from the Mookie Betts deal, it's all absolute bums. All of them. And like, even the Rafael Devers, is Jordan Hicks even on the Red Sox still? Is he still there? I don't know if he's still there.
Oh my God. I have no idea.
Because I think if he is still there, this is his last year then.
I think he's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is his last year. So you have him and that other pitcher, the lefty. What's his name, Avery?
Which one?
The one that was supposed to start on Sunday Night Baseball that day when they traded for him.
Oh, Kyle Harrison.
Kyle Harrison, yeah. So like the return's not looking too fruitful, as the people say, in terms of like who the Red Sox got. I genuinely can't believe it. Like I was tweeting it and we talked about it on the podcast, like, what's the holdup? Like Alex Bregman should be a Red Sox. That makes the most sense. And they shouldn't even really be in the Bo market because Marcelo Meyer can play second. Is that correct? Like that kind of second, third type of guy?
I mean, they're talking about Rafaela playing second.
Wow. And that's like a really good defensive outfielder too.
I know. It's like they're trying to go against. They're like, Breslow's this big Ivy guy, and he's just going against playing them there. They have Marcelo Meyer playing third right now and Romy playing second. But we'll see what they end up doing. like the no trade clause thing, absolutely. The only time you have, it's like when you get a new job. The only time you have leverage is when you're negotiating the new job and you're the free agent. You can choose to do what you want. And if they're not going
Yeah.
to give you what you want, you can just go other places. It's great. And that's why I worry about like an Anthony Santander trade this early, this soon. Like his agent, I don't know who his agent is. I don't think he was a Boris guy.
No.
But again, like after 1 year, you're an injury prone year and a 5 year deal, and they trade you away to somewhere you don't want to go. It's pretty telling as to how the organization will treat you. The same way we're talking about Bregman right now is I think you could put that back on dealing Santander a year after a shitty year. Agents would remember that. Be like, okay, you didn't even give our guy a chance. We signed 5 year deal, so we will remember that. But again, I love seeing the news dump. It's always great. Always comes
Yeah.
at an inconvenient time. And it was awesome, man.
But I
Good.
think also, Avery, and maybe you could, I don't know, you know more of the analytics about Wrigley and stuff like that. I think multiple things could be true. The Red Sox, that was their clubhouse leader. They openly came out and said that. Like, this is our clubhouse leader type of guy. Losing Alex Bregman sucks for the Red Sox. But another facet of it is you can argue that that contract's going to age horribly, right? Like,
I,
multiple things could be true.
I think every contract's just gonna age
But again,
bad.
but does a 5 year deal to an actual good player like that usually age terribly as you think it's going to, though? That's
So
kind of the
you,
thing.
but you usually would look at it by how many wins, like wins above replacement wise, right? And like you pay a long deal to get the best at the start usually. So you have like the return based on there's not many deals that I think are good deals
Even the Mike Trout one hasn't aged that
that are
well, right?
long for like these good players. So whenever everyone's like, yeah, the deal might age bad, that's for like all players that are in
Fair.
free agency at 30 and whatever Bregman is too, right? So like I don't feel bad. I don't like just saying, oh, the deal's gonna age bad every single time because you could agree with that for every free agent deal you have. So let's see what they give to you a couple years. Like you're really paying for his best upcoming year. It's like the Springer thing we were talking about all those years, right? Like you were gonna try and get an MVP season out of him early, and then by the end of it, you had paid for all these wins up front, and then you see it go down as the aging curve hits him. So
It,
that's
it's
that's what it's
it's
like.
very rare you get a George Springer situation where his second last year of his long deal, you're like, holy shit, what a steal this guy is in year whatever it is, 4 or 5 of the George Springer contract. But yeah, that was crazy to drop. If you're the Red Sox, Avery, what do you do though? Like, is it a Bo Bichette pivot and you go Meyer third, Bo Bichette at second instead of Romy? Like, what do you do if you're the Boston Red Sox?
It's a great question because are they that good in their current team? And I think yes, they're a fringe playoff team again. Like
Sure.
definitely a good roster. Who puts you over the edge here? Does Bo do that? Like so this is their bottom four. Bottom bottom four in the order right now. Carlos Narvaez, who great year, whatever. I'm not sure if we can replicate that
Yeah.
next season. Like at some point, there'll be a fall off. Don't think the batted ball numbers are this great. Marcelo Meyer, still a question mark. Um, Still the question mark here. Romy Gonzalez, kind of question mark. I mean, he's about to be 30, but not a guy you really want playing every single day.
Yeah.
But we'll take his 1.5 wins last season and be okay. Like good numbers, really good with the bat. See if we can replicate it again. And then Rafaela, who's this great defensive guy. Like
Who will
that's
give
why
you
you have
like
him.
a 95 weighted runs created plus.
Yeah, like 90.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
90.
You're getting that, and then you're gonna get great center field defense. I mean, that doesn't. I still think there's some regression that can happen from that group, so it's not that great. But these are the positions you're trying to cover at the bottom here, and there's really only two. Like you could feasibly third base and second base is the easy one, unless you're trading from the excess of the outfielders.
Like a
Um,
Duran.
Duran, Willier. That's pretty much it. Those are the two you're looking to trade at some point. So I think second base is could be the upgrade because I think Meyer could probably just play second base as
Here's
well.
my take, Avery, and maybe I'll get pushback on this from Red Sox fans. What about Eugenio Suarez there on a short-term deal
I like
with the
that.
monster pull guy? Does that make the team significantly better? I think so. Average adding like a 30 home run bat to play third base. The defense isn't elite. I mean, the defense isn't that great from Suarez at third, but that is seems like a good pivot that's feasible and makes sense short term when you have young guys coming up, right?
Yep. The Romy Gonzalez numbers are better than I thought. Remembered last year, but
Yeah.
yeah, you could play him splits wise. You could make that happen, but yeah, Eugenio's a good one, John. Like they could have been in the like the Okamoto thing if you think he can play third base.
Sure.
But if you want to get Gino, because there's a lot of talk about Gino, I think it makes sense. The Pirates again, are they going to spend? Probably not.
Yeah.
Um, so I think the Red Sox does make a lot of sense. We can try and find some free agents who could play some third base, select position,
It's
third base.
really, to be
So they
honest,
have Bo at third base, and I don't see Bo being a third baseman. Do you?
no, no.
I do think it's interesting that people have Bo playing third base, so that could happen. But you could move people around that infield. I think it's pretty fluid for the Red Sox to make that happen. Other guys who like haven't been signed, they would hate this move, but like Moncada, someone you could sign like for a little bit of money.
Oh,
It's
their
not too
fans
much
would hate that though,
for
man.
sure, but
Oh,
yeah, you could make. Oh wait, he was in the. Oh my God, because he was in the Chris Sale deal, right?
yeah,
Oh, bring Yohan home to Boston, man. Bring
dude,
the kid who was promised. Gino
dude.
makes a lot of sense, John.
That's a
But
middle of
like,
the order bat that has pop. That's not going to take a long term deal, man. I think
but
that makes.
you could also do Miguel Andujar. I don't think that's that bad of a move. There's some smaller moves. The Red Sox are in the weird spot. Like, do they want to spend money or do they not want to spend money?
You have a good roster, and we know like there's no question marks with some of the prospects. Like Roman Anthony is a solidified top five player in the American League.
He's gonna be really good.
Exactly. So like you can chalk that guy in for just being absolutely fucking nails for you, right?
Yep.
Like you can chalk Rafaela to put up tons of WAR, be awesome defensively. They have tons of these guys. Like Trevor Story, again, that's a little bit of a question mark with the injury problems and stuff like that, but he had a pretty full year last year.
Yep.
I really don't know what they do, but it is awesome seeing a team in our division getting worse. And it props us up to looking a little bit better. But
Yeah. But they you talk about clubhouse leader, at least they have stories still. Wilson Contreras is a vet. You get Sonny Gray in as well. So like they're bringing in some veteran guys. I don't think they're like in this huge hole from a
sure,
leadership standpoint. So
sure.
I think it's fine. Like I'm so confused as to how it's gonna play out for this team. I
Yeah.
really am.
You don't know. No one knows. I really don't know what's going to happen with the Boston Red Sox. But that's enough Red Sox talk for the people. It's the Jays pod. I did want to touch on something because you did bring this up earlier, and I'd love to talk about it. The Anthony Santander thing. I was in a YJ space earlier, and he was talking about how can you make the Anthony Santander contract feasible for a team with eating like how much of his contract would you be comfortable eating in terms of like Santander contract dropping? And he talked about I think how many years are left in this contract? One, two,
For
three, four, four. So if you got because right now it's 11 million this year, 11 point or 11.8, 11.5, and then 9 with an opt out. Um, if you ate a pretty significant amount of money, I do think it makes tons of sense for a team like the Pirates, like the Royals, like the Reds to take a chance on this type of guy and buy low when I still think there is tons of pop and tons of option or tons of pop in this guy's bat. And I do not think the hitter we saw last year was truly what he is, right?
correct. I'd agree with that too. It's to get him on one of those teams. I mean, I think it has to be like half of the deferred money at least, right?
Yeah.
They're eating that. So I mean, how many years is deferred money? 11, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 years worth of deferred money, $5 million dollars a
He's
year.
gonna be getting paid till he's 51 by the Blue Jays,
He's
dude.
getting paid till he's 51, and it's 5 million of deferred a year. And then his age 50, when he turns 50 in 2045, they're going to pay him 6.7 million. Like you have to eat probably half of that to at least at least interest some of those central teams, right? Like I think they would take him if you were just able to take his contract of present value. I think a lot of teams would do 11 million for Anthony Santander. Like at snap of a finger, I think that's a good move. But yeah, so we can do some math here. Um,
Like
12
I
by
just don't know. I'm
5.
not really that locked down contract stuff,
Like if you're
but
eating 30 million of his deferred money, a lot of teams are going to want that, I
yeah,
think.
I think that would even be a high ball. Like they would be eating like that's a lot to eat of it, right? Like
Think
30
so
million
too.
to trade a guy away.
Yeah, it does make not a lot of sense in my mind, and I don't think
Exactly.
that's.
So that's that.
But that's the problem is the logjam when you get to that point, right? It's not the money problem. It's you have too many people playing a certain amount of positions. You don't really want Tony playing defense, but again, George Springer is a guy who says I want a DH. He's going to be the better hitter, you would think, for next season.
For
So it's
sure.
like what are we doing? Like Tony can't play defense, and we thought he was probably going to be a lot of the DH at bats.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
I
what.
yeah.
Go ahead, John. Sorry.
I did want to touch on this because I was bringing this up, and I think as Toronto Blue Jays fans, we and our fan base has lost the plot on Anthony Santander. I think if you watch the 2025 Toronto Blue Jays, a team that relied on two guys that had awful seasons in 2024 and showed the ability to bounce back and carried our team. George Springer, we wanted this dude DFA'd out of spring training last season. Bo Bichette in 2024 was, I mean, he wasn't great. Those two guys bounced back. And Anthony Santander, before he became a Blue Jay, he had 44 home runs, 28 home runs, 33 home runs. I think this guy is still a good bat to have in the lineup. And I'm not ready to just completely close the book on Anthony Santander like a lot of people are. I think if you look at last season, injury riddled, strange season, right? I mean, was in and out of the lineup because he was hurt so much. Only really played 54 games. But I think a fully healthy Santander can give you at least 25, 20 home runs, which is very important to a lineup that is not so really home run happy, right? We don't really have many boppers, and that's why they signed Anthony Santander. I'm not ready to close the book on Anthony Santander, and if I learned anything from last season, it's the ability for guys to bounce back in major leagues, and this guy's success that he's had in the big leagues, I think it's impossible to truly give up on him. What do you think, Gabe?
Yeah, just silly to do. I don't think anyone with a functioning good worldview is like, okay, he's done. He's toast right now. Injury, shitty season, just as bad as it gets. Slow starter every single season, and then the injuries happen, so the numbers are just terrible, as bad as they can possibly get year one of a free agent thing. I'm reading like in the Fangraphs kind of news section, they have a RotoWire thing where Mitch Banner reported that Santander's shoulder finally feels normal again, and that was on December 9th. That's a good healthy offseason for Santander. That's not fully rehab. That's a lot of hitting, getting back to it. So I feel good about him for next season. Like I think if there's no Bo or no Tucker, he fits in a big spot, and I can trust him to do good things with the bat. It's in my mind, yeah, I think because what was do you remember his home run total last year, John? It was
30
like
and a half.
30 and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, like I can, if we play most of the season, I find it tough that he's not going to hit 25 home runs.
I don't see a world he doesn't. And I'm not saying pump the brakes like if they don't get Kyle Tucker, we need Santander. I still want Kyle Tucker on this team. But Anthony Santander is a good switch hitting power hitter. I that's something that this team needs, and I think he can be a good bat for this team next year. I'm not saying he's going to hit 44 nukes because that was obviously crazy, but something in the middle of what last year was and the year before that is completely serviceable and good for this baseball team. I don't think that's a hot take to say, and I'm not ready to just completely write him off and be like trade him and just eat 3/4 of the contract. I think that would be stupid. I really do.
Yeah. And so I do want to have so there's something that we say on the show a lot and we tweet about it and it's fine because it does make sense a little bit. It's not our money, so who cares? Which is true. But sometimes you get handcuffed into this Santander situation. And I think that's what we do kind of forget sometimes. And it does need to be brought to our attention and kept in the back of our minds, at least. Like, you pay this guy the money, and then he might be unplayable at this point. So I don't think we're in that situation now. But there is times where, yeah, just giving everyone all the money could be a little bit bad because you can't option these guys. The roster building is tough. It's kind of like the Dodgers, how they have to trade away all of their prospects because they're giving all these guys all this money and they have no roster space for these
Yeah.
guys to come up, and you have to make these other moves. So it is interesting. But the thing we just brought up with Santander was I said low end 25 home runs next year if he's healthy. That would
Sure.
be second on the Blue Jays for last season. Like George Springer was 32, Vlad was 23 home runs. Like that
Yeah.
that works for what we have going on here.
Yeah.
It's
Fair.
it's it's a way different way of offense if you lose on Bo, but I think you can replace some of that. It's the Moneyball thing. Like you can find multiple players to replace that Bo, and that like Okamoto's one of them too. Like, that's another guy who I think is going to be in for 20 home runs if he's healthy. I think he has real power.
Yeah. And I think Santander has real power. And I just really feel like we'd regret it if next year Anthony Santander gets dealt or this offseason he gets dealt and next year he progresses to what he was before and we're like, why the fuck did we do that? Why did
Well,
we write him off, right?
the only way he gets traded though is if they sign Bo or Tucker, in my mind.
You I still think I wouldn't even say they trade him if they sign Tucker. I think you part ways with a Lucas and you part ways with the other outfielders that you have. I knowing this front office, they really when they sign contracts with guys, especially lately, they really stick with them, man. They really stick with them, and they are like the kings of on the buy low. Like they bought low on Alejandro Kirk and extended him right after he wasn't that great in 2024 offensively, right? I think this front office knows better than to give up after a single injury riddled year where he clearly, I mean, we were talking to guys on the team like he wasn't fully healthy.
No.
Like he wasn't even close to fully healthy. So I think that's a discussion to be had in Blue Jays land.
Do you remember he played playoff games?
Yeah. And he honestly wasn't that bad. Like his at bats weren't unwatchable like they were when he was injured.
Yeah, it was funny having him in there. I
I
remember
just
like a good single through the right side to score a run. That's
off
about
of Rodon.
that's about all I remember.
I just like wish we could just get clarity on how injured he was. Like I wish someone could just openly come out and be like Santander was playing with half a functioning shoulder, like not even one, for 4 months last year. Right? Like
He didn't even get 4 months of games. That's the problem.
he played 54 games.
Yeah, like that gets you through 2 months.
But his swing is also just so awesome, Abe. Do you remember that Red Sox home run he hit last year? The 3-run bomb to give them the lead in like the bottom of like the eighth or seventh or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think
When
it was on
he
Justin
makes
Slayton maybe.
when he makes contact with a ball, it is so pleasing to watch, especially because he's just a bopper, you know?
Yeah, I like Tony, man. I'm not ready to give up on him, and I don't think anyone in that front office is kind of doing the same thing. But again, he came back at one point. We would know how bad it was if it was a surgery thing.
But
And
he came back in the playoffs, though. It's not like
he no, he came back before as well.
but he was, yeah, then he was immediately went back on the injured list,
Yeah,
right?
it was a back problem, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, always good to be injury prone. It rocks.
yeah.
The team absolutely appreciates that.
I
Giving up
just,
on him right now just isn't the right thing to do.
I just think it's dumb to base a signing after 1 year. I know people compare him to Kendrys Morales. Morales was awful for his entire time here. Like for all we know, he could bounce back next year and just be classic Tony. And I'm not saying, like I mentioned, I'm not shooing this guy in for 44 nukes next year. If he does, this team is an absolute wagon. If he hits 44 home runs next year, like this team is an absolute problem. But it's also good to have, if he has a good year next year, then you kind of slot him into that DH role when Springer's off his contract, right?
Yep. You
It's
can
not the worst security.
no, it makes a lot of sense. If he's half decent. I like it. Yeah, Springer, we would think Springer's on his way out unless there's like a 1 year deal after that, most
Because he
likely.
just wants to stay here,
Yep.
you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Anthony Santander, but I am looking forward to seeing. I'm going to say next year's, if he stays here, is his most important season as a Toronto Blue Jay.
Yep.
Like that's kind of the make or break because you don't get. We give that grace to young players. Like you don't get back to back awful 57 weighted runs created plus seasons. Like that's just you can't stomach that as a fan. When you're in win now mode, you can't throw that guy in the lineup. Like the George Springer thing in 2024, the team was bad. So it's like we'll just keep throwing him out there and he can keep playing. It's fine. I mean, we're not ruining our playoff chances. Anthony Santander, this is a team that's trying to win the AL again. That's trying to go to the World Series again. You kind of get a couple shots, and if those shots don't come through, you're like that's it for like you're just either a bench piece or we just eat the contract or trade you away as a salary dump. That's really what it is.
The George Springer turnaround is special. I'm just looking at these numbers here. 103. So this is 2023 was a 103 weighted runs created plus. 2024, 94. And then this year, 166. Like just almost doubling what he did the year before. It's special. I'm excited to talk to a special person about that turnaround. Hopefully tomorrow. Good for George and good for this team. But I think the other thing we want to talk about a lot in the news,
Yeah,
is Bo Bichette. I want to say one thing. It's been making me. I don't know why I'm angry at it, and it's like I usually don't get angry at anything. Don Mattingly being there is not the reason Bo Bichette's going to be a Philly. It's like I didn't even know they liked each other till the hug at the end of the World Series.
well, you don't know if Bo likes anyone really.
Correct. So I'm just like Bo Bichette, the guy, the business of baseball guy, the smart who's been through it his whole life because his family's in it. He's gonna go somewhere because he likes the bench coach. Guys, come on. I mean, if the Phillies give him the money he wants, he likes Don Mattingly, then he'll go there.
That's
But
like a cherry on top, Avery. That's not the like. And I
absolutely.
saw a report from the Phillies media that immediately when Don Mattingly signed with the Phillies, Bo Bichette reached out and was like, "I want to play." That's not what it is. Okay, let's make this very, very fucking clear. He didn't say, "I." If Don Mattingly went to the Rockies, I think he would say that. I want to go play for the Rockies now. He didn't like Don Mattingly enough to go. I want to commit long term to a team because Donnie Baseball is the fucking bench coach. That's not how it is. Okay, he wants to play for the Phillies because one, their roster rocks. Let's just look around the infield. Bryson will slot in at third. Trey Turner at short, Bo at second, Harper at first, and then you got Schwarber DHing. Pretty good, pretty good lineup. You can just throw yourself into there where you're not the main guy as well. You're not making the most amount of money, and you can kind of stay low key. That is why he wants to play there, and they want to pay him, obviously, not because the fucking bench coach is going to just be chilling on the bench while he's playing. I don't think that's how you sell your family on why you want to play and move your family to Philadelphia.
Yes, and if you're not good in Philly, Bo no, Bo saw Jordan Romano. What happens if you don't play well in Philly? I mean, I think we're all
Trey
pretty.
Turner got it. They had to give the guy a standing ovation.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that Bo's going to be a good player for more years. So the Romano 1 year thing is a little bit different. But yeah, that's Bo, a guy who famously doesn't seem to like the media. Like, you know what? I can put that aside because Donnie Baseball is going to be the bench coach there.
And you think the media is whatever here in Toronto, Bo? I dare you to step foot in Philly. Trey Turner was getting booed for 2 months into his contract, and he is nasty. Like one of the best hitting shortstops on the planet. And he was getting booed. Bo Bichette has one of these months to start his career like he does when he's like swinging at everything, striking out, or like whiffing on pitches, weak contact. That's going to be a living hell, especially for a guy that's as reserved as Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
And those fans are right on top of you. I saw it when I went to visit Bryson. They are right on top of you there in Philly. There is no escaping that shit. They
No.
boo you when you're at a restaurant. They throw
The,
batteries at Santa Claus, this team. Like, the grass is not always greener, is what I'm trying to say. And I do not see, like, so do you think he's going to be a Philly Ave? Like, Bryson can play third. I mentioned on the last podcast. Like, do you think Bo Bichette will be a Philly?
there's some room to really improve the Phillies. I mean, they're paying a bunch of guys a ton of money.
They still
Like
have
Turner,
Castellanos on the books. They still have Bohm on the books.
correct. Bohm would be not that expensive, but he will be a free agent at the end of the year, I believe. Right? That's why they're talking about getting rid of him. Yeah, he'll be a free agent next year. So they are looking at maybe the 1 year dump. Like why can't Bohm be a Pittsburgh Pirate at that salary?
Sure.
Think it can make some sense if you try and dump that way. But who are the legitimate Bo teams? YJ's put this in my mind, and someone brought it up. Every single day, Bo kind of gets cheaper to Los Angeles Angels, being able to afford him, and you just go in there. Like that kind of makes sense for Bo. But really, the Dodgers would be one.
Yes.
The Red Sox, the Yankees,
Sure.
and the Phillies. Like these are good teams who want Bo. So it's like they are definitely looking at it. We think Bo's a winning player, and everyone sees him as a second baseman, so that can happen. He makes a lot of sense for the Phillies if they're willing to move on from Bohm, which they've been talking about trying to move on for Bohm for like 3 seasons, right? Like, I know
Yes.
he was the All Star last year,
Or the year
but
before. Remember he was in the home run derby?
I think he was 24. He might have been. I kind of remember him. He was like leading in RBIs after a while.
And everyone called him fake. Yeah. I don't know. I think if we end up losing Bo, that is best case scenario is him going to the Phillies. Easily. Not even close. Because
Yeah.
now you got the Red Sox in the market, which is a division team. You got the Yankees, who Cody Bellinger thinks he's Shohei Ohtani with his contract. That would suck to see Bo Bichette 13 times a year.
It would. It would be tough. Yeah. Division would is worst case scenario. And
Yes.
there's no reason to say he wouldn't think about coming back. It obviously Tucker slots in better. We spent a whole lot of time doing that last year. But like the second base guys for the Dodgers, Haesung Kim,
Yeah.
because Miguel Rojas gonna do that. Maybe Andy Ibanez they just signed to a major league deal.
I did see that.
It's like that's someone who can play a little bit of second base as well, even though he played mostly third last year. So I think the Dodgers are in that situation. But like it's who's going to give them the most years. You're a free agent. You want to be close signing with a team to be. This might have been a YJ's thing. I mean, he's our guy. It's like you want to be a pathway to your last contract or your last contract when you get to free agency, right? If you have that opportunity, and there's these great players that are trying to do that, like Kyle Tucker, 10 years probably. Like that's what he wants. He wants to figure out a way to his last contract, and I think Bo will try and do the same thing. So I just have a tough time. I want him to take like a 1 year deal with the Jays to come back to make it happen, but I can't see him wanting anything less than 6 years if Bregman's going to do that, who's a couple years older.
Do you think he gets more or less than Bregman?
What was the Bregman total number again?
175, I think.
Oh, so like I can just see
It's around real money, they said. Like current money, it's 31, 32 million.
I can see Bo being like a 28 million per. Like I'd still rock with the Adames contract. Like I still think that's what it's going to be.
But does the Adames contract, because I think because Bo's 27 or 20, yeah, he's 27. If he signs a 5 year deal, does that maximize the amount of money he can make in his career if he goes back on the market as a 32-year-old or 33-year-old?
I don't think Bo wants to be on the market as a 33-year-old.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't even think the Adamas contract is like a gauge for it.
But no one, that's the problem is no one wants him at 33. Like eh, no, you don't want these guys as they get older. That's like
In a
everyone
perfect
knows.
world, MLB GM sign guys to 3-year contracts.
And
That's the reality of it.
and they're done at 32.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you could get some good not phantom, but some good seasons after that. But yeah, you're the whole bat speed declining as the years go up. Yeah, you just want them in their prime. And Bo for like 6 years, Bo for 5 years is going to be, I think, is going to be a really good deal. And if you make sure second base happen instead of shortstop, I think it works really well.
If he signs a 5-year deal, though, would you be more comfortable with the AAV being like insanely high?
What's
Like a
insane?
40 million?
What's it? Yeah. So
5 years, 40 million, $200 million?
um, it seems like a lot for that. But yeah, you gotta pay to not have the years. That's the only way he's gonna
Yeah.
want that. Would be interesting. It's like so the thing I talked about just then is the 1 year deal to prove it again. But then he gets further away. I was like, he's gonna age poorly. Like, how is he gonna want that?
Yeah, because
Whoever's gonna give him the most years is where Bo's gonna end up.
if he does end up doing a 1-year deal, let's say he puts up a year similar to this year, but the sprint speed still on a crazy decline. The defense still on a crazy decline. Does that kind of fuck him over? Right? Like,
So I
because that's
think
clearly what the crutch is right now.
okay, let's stick with me here for a second. Marcus Simeon's 1 year deal in Toronto was at 30. He was a 30-year-old when that happened.
Yes.
And then what did Simeon get after that? He got 175 after that.
So that's 200 million right there for 8 years.
Yes.
But was
Yeah, yeah,
Marcus
pretty close.
Simeon's sprint speed declining like that? Was his defense declining like that? I don't think you could say that, right?
No, I think if you get Bo to second base, like the wins above replacement will be fine,
Sure.
right? Because you're not going to take this massive hit. I think he made some like pretty impressive plays for Bo at second base. That
Sure.
I like
Yeah.
the back end of it was that game 7,
It might have
or was
it
that
might have
game
been
one? I don't
well,
know.
it might
He
have been
he makes
game
a play
one. It
to
was
his
game one because I remember like, holy shit, second base Bo.
yeah. He made a couple plays. Where I was like, okay, he can fucking do this. It looks pretty good. So that Simeon 1 year deal was at 30 years old, and then he got 175 after. And then that makes me think like that's a minimum for Bo if someone's going to give that. I'm back and forth. The Bo contract possibilities have me in a full on blender with not a single clue as to what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Where let's rank landing destinations for Bo, not based on how bad we want to see it, because it's two different things. We don't want him anywhere close to the division. I think he's going to be like the doubles leader like Bregman if he gets Fenway Park.
Sure. He might even have a little more pop, a couple more home runs.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean the Dodgers is a pretty good spot for him.
Yeah.
Yankees. I mean it's all these good teams. It sucked. Philly's got to be up there for one of the best landing spots for him.
Yeah, because the
I
park
do
factor.
I do think I'd do let's look at park factor for the right-handed batters over the last seasons. Zach has park factors for
I mean,
right-handed
this is also
hitters.
a guy that's not really that pull happy either, though. So it's kind of
Yeah, I'll just do park factor for righties, and the Dodgers is really good. The Red Sox obviously really good, but some of the bad ones like the Cubs is really bad. You don't want to be doing that. Phillies is about league average, and then where are the Yankees here? Yankees, yeah, below league average.
yeah.
All these teams, like even the Angels, are up there park factor wise for how it goes.
It's a very interesting conversation, and I'd love to be a fly on the wall or even be involved in the conversations Bo Bichette is having with agents or what teams are offering him. Because let's be clear, no one really knows, man. Like, no one knows anything. No one knows anything. I wouldn't be shocked if he went to the Yankees Wouldn't be shocked if he went to the Red Sox. Wouldn't be shocked if he went to the Phillies or the Blue Jays. I really don't know, but I think the possibility, and I think this is crazy, on FanDuel, he's still favored to go to the Blue Jays, which is, in my opinion, if you want to make money off of this, the Phillies are plus 360.
That's it seems like the odds-on favorite as of right now.
Should be. And by the way, the Zoom meeting, they tweeted it is tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, we just look at the odds. These are the top five: Jays, Phillies, Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers. We still have Braves here. I mean, I think that's a.
That's done.
I mean,
Hassan Kim.
yeah, exactly. They're putting all those in there. So yeah, minus 125 to be a Blue Jay, huh? Interesting.
I just don't see it. Do
It's
you think he comes crawling back? Like I don't think the Jays. Before I would say this, going into this offseason, I said, and I think you said it as well, the Toronto Blue Jays are going to give him the most amount of money. Do you still think that's true?
it's changed with Okamoto a
Yes.
little bit. Um, someone who's going to cover the infield to make that happen. What was Alex Bregman's? I will look this up. What was his deal last year?
40 mil.
3 years, 120.
Yeah, with opt out after one.
I mean, I like that for next year. Like I like a 3 year deal for Bo with an opt out. If it comes like if Tucker goes somewhere else, that's what I like rocking with
Sure.
Bo. I would love to
Yeah.
for him to sign that and see like, hey, opt out after one, opt out after two. Let's see how we can make this work.
Yeah,
Oh
because
man.
going into your free agency at 30 is not the worst case scenario. And we saw that with Marcus Simeon, right? It's a weird market, man. I really don't know what's going to happen here. We're on January 11th and Bo Bichette is still not signed. I think if you asked me start of the offseason, would this be a possibility where he still isn't signed by January 11th? I'd call you a fool. Um, Same with Tucker, to be honest with you. But I really don't know. I don't know where Bo Bichette's going to go. Hope it's in Toronto. Don't see it as a real possibility. Um, and I think his agent and him don't see it as a real possibility based off of all the meetings they're taking and all the stuff that's kind of leaking out about the Red Sox, and with how desperate the Red Sox are. I just don't see it. I really don't.
We gotta get Mitch Bannon on soon. He's putting out some good stuff these days. But he was talking about how they're all in for the recruiting of Tucker,
Yeah.
and that was George Springer being at TGL with them. Like they're just finding ways to get this done. I don't know if they're trying to renew their vows with Bo at any point for his free agent process, but it seems like all the cards are in for Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I think the Kyle Tucker thing is interesting because Mitch Bannon did emphasize he's like George Springer in the offseason is very reserved. I mean, we didn't see him at Bo Bichette's wedding in the wedding pictures with like all the guys like Ernie, Hoff, all the Gossman, Bassett. And Springer, you never get that off-season appearance at anything public. And the fact that he was there with former Blue Jay Michael Brantley as well, um, it is very interesting. That's what I'll say. And we don't know even the other recruiting that's going behind the scenes. There could be tons more, Ave. I really don't know, but I do think possibility-wise, I think it's a coin flip that Kyle Tucker ends up a Blue Jay. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's gonna suck if there's like a late team in here that gets in and scoops them up. But that's ball, man.
Like, let's look at the
They
Kyle
they still
Tucker.
have Mike Petrillo wrote an article. They got the Phillies liking him the most, like a spot where he could end up.
Really?
Yep. He's like, who needs Kyle Tucker the most?
Well, the Phillies have a horrible outfield right now.
They have a horrible outfield. They really do. But I believe they're on the tax limit. Like they're up there trying to stay under the tax. But it might
Well, the
not.
Castellanos contract doesn't help. That's for sure. So these are what the odds are right now. So it has the Jays as the favorite, then Mets, Dodgers, Orioles, and then Texas is kind of lurking there at the bottom. But again, in my mind, man, I just think it's the Jays. I really do, and I could be biased, and I could be like the Charlie Brown kicking the football thing with free agents here. I really do. I just I think Kyle Tucker will be a Blue Jay, man. I you don't see these type of recruiting things happening this heavily in the public eye with actual players on the team like it's been happening so far. And I just think it makes the most sense.
Yeah. And the Cody Bellinger stuff is interesting with he's just going to be a Yankee, right? Like they're playing hard to get with each other, but they know they're going to end up back together, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
and they gave the puppet Buster Olney a little bit of a push, saying like, I don't know, who do you think gave the Buster Olney thing where it's like, Cody Bellinger will just not be a Yankee. They're kind of giving up on the contract. Who do you think was that? Do you think it was the Yankees that did that, or Cody Bellinger and Boris? Because who
I
does that benefit more if it goes in the public eye that he's gone?
like probably benefits Bellinger more. Has
Okay,
to benefit Bellinger more.
yeah.
Um, but the Yankees would be like, this is our number for him, and either you're going to meet that or you're not. And
Like you want
maybe
to talk about potential overpays. Like I did see that the Yankees offered him 30 million a year for 4 years or whatever it is, 5 years. Um, that is an insane overpay.
again, maybe he can beat out the projections for however many wins over that contract. But yeah, I think all of the free agent deals suck. They're all bad.
As an unbiased baseball guy, I will say if you were going to give Cody Bellinger 30 million a year and you're the big bad Yankees, why not just give that to Kyle Tucker?
That's where I'm
It's like
like that's where
why are you
I'm
even wasting your time? Kyle Tucker is a significantly better player than Cody Bellinger. You're the Yankees. Your outfield prospects coming up are, I mean, they're not great. Spencer Jones, I don't think's good. Jason Dominguez is all right. But if you have a chance to put a guy like Kyle Tucker in front of Aaron Judge, why aren't you doing that? It's like the
that
greatest hitter
that's
ever.
what I'm worried about is the Bellinger stuff goes sideways. Like I need them to sign Bellinger so they're out. So they don't want Kyle Tucker because
Sure.
it makes incredible sense him being a New York Yankee, John. And
Yeah.
I worry about the Mets too. Like all these teams with money are going to want his services, but like how many people can you pay for 10 years? If you're the New York Mets, but I guess we're the Blue Jays and we're going to have two guys for 10 years if this happens.
Yeah. Those are two outfielders, though. Like Soto and Tucker both playing in the outfield in 2035 is kind of
Yeah, and
crazy.
Soto will be a DH
Yeah.
by then, right? So you're looking at it a little bit differently. Oh,
But
man.
that's a way though. If you're the Mets, that's a way you kind of get the fan base back into it after a pretty bad offseason in terms of losing like your clubhouse guys like
I
Pete
know.
Alonso.
Yeah, like these fan favorites, but if you do a full flop and then you end up winning, like it changes everything.
Sure.
Really bad for fan perception right now. Just as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
See how they change it, man. It'll be good. You want me to get into some listener questions here?
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do. We got a bunch from people. I will say from last week, John, I flew first class for the first time.
Wow.
I used the credit card points to fly first class. I thought the seats were going to be the most comfortable seats that you've ever sat in.
Yeah.
Just not the case. Great seats, but just a lot of room. Not that comfortable. I was thought we were going to be like floating on a cloud in first class, but it's not that way. All right. From Chris Boulding, this is a good one. What is the highest number of correct challenges you think a team will have in a single game next year?
Huh. What do you think would be a lot?
Dude, I think if you get to like 6 or 7, I mean, didn't
Yeah,
mean to
you
say
set
that.
yourself up for that.
Yeah, that's those are just two numbers that are close. That's bullshit that people are
Yeah.
doing that. I think a team could get to double digit correct strike ball challenges in a game.
How embarrassing would that be for an umpire? I mean, you want to talk about an ego check. If you get over like 7 or even double digit overturned strike calls, we
You
got
got
to
to
have a
wrap it up.
convo.
You
Yeah.
should be suspended. Like that should be in the
Yeah.
the contract for umpires. If you get shown up 10 times in a game, you have to forced retirement. Like think of a CB Buckner game where the hitters are looking back at CB after he calls like this really bad call.
Like
It
every
it
call,
it could
every call.
happen to him. I think it could happen to someone where um you're doing back and forth. But again, if you lose a challenge early, I think it'll be really funny looking at how teams use the challenge because if you get one wrong early, and just your manager just chewing someone out because they used a strike ball call early and they're out of challenges by the fourth inning, because like a rookie thought a ball down the middle was not that. I
Yeah.
think it'll be very funny how they deploy that. What's your final number?
I'm gonna say 8. I
Okay.
think 8 is the sweet spot. I think 10 is a like for a single team, that's crazy. Like over for both teams combined in a game, I wouldn't say that's like a crazy thing, but 8 is insane.
Do you think there will be a team out there that doesn't allow their pitchers to challenge? Like they say,
I think it depends on the pitcher. If they're a team full of veteran pitchers, I don't think.
yeah, but it might be tough. Like I would think the catchers should be the only ones to challenge it.
Sure. Yeah,
If
I
I,
think
if I'm the manager and I set out my correct ratio as to how I want it, I would try and do it. Let's make our catcher like Kirk is the perfect example, a guy who seems to know the strike zone incredibly well.
yeah.
Let's just let Kirk challenge baller strike.
Yes. Yes. I think I would be really mad if because pitchers think everything's a strike. But
They
I mean
think
just call it.
absolutely. That's my thing. It's like it's
Yeah.
an ego check that you're pissed in a certain
And
spot.
that's a tough thing for a hitter as well, Avery. Like every hitter thinks it's a ball.
Yep.
That's where it's going to be the tough component of it. And you only have a couple seconds to challenge it, correct? So you can't look to the bench. None of that shit. It's immediate.
Yep. Um, okay. The next one is when do we think Okamoto Cease jerseys will be available on the online shop? That's a good question, but I'm pretty sure they're at the J shop
They're at
already.
the J shop. I think some player jerseys aren't even online a lot of the time. Like I don't think you could have bought an Ernie Clement jersey early last year.
No. How will Buck pronounce Kazuma Okamoto perfectly because he's a professional and he
Perfectly.
never gets any.
I'm just trying to think of it. Oh,
It'll just be good. Anything.
Kazma. He's gonna
Yeah,
say Kazma Omamoto. I will guarantee you he will at least once say Kazma Omamoto.
I like
That's
that.
a buck guarantee. And that's why we love him.
And
He
that's
will
why we
say
love him.
Kazma Omamoto. At some point, he will say that.
Do you think there's a chance there's still a bullpen piece like Sir
No.
Anthony, or is the pen set with guys we already
No,
have?
I don't see it.
I think they could upgrade still, like a 1 year deal for
Sir
someone,
Anthony?
maybe.
How is that guy not signed yet still?
It's a good question. It's a really good
Like
question.
that he was pretty decent for the entirety of last year. Fastball had life. That's a crazy one for me. That guy's not signed yet.
Yep. Um, will Johnny care about the Leafs if they make a decent run or no?
No.
You're the best because you hate Leafs fans and then you tweet about the Leafs games every time they
Yeah, I
play.
mean I'm watching. I will never like the Leafs. What their fans put onto me last year with the season's over shit when I was trying to be positive, I will never come around on Leafs fans. That's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Someone asked what happens first, Kyle Tucker signing or Avery does the full George Springer haircut. I did the haircut already.
He did do the
People,
haircut. I think
people. Kyle Tucker will sign next weekend because I am incredibly busy. We're playing the hockey tournament in London, and last year it was Roki Sasaki
Yep.
during the tournament. I'm pretty sure there was a signing the year before when I was at that tournament. It always happens when I'm at this London tournament. So it'll happen when I'm on the ice and I can't get to my phone. It'll be an absolute
Shit show.
clusterfuck. Yes.
Also, it'd be an awesome surprise if it's a J.
I think I'm gonna bring my phone to the bench
Sure,
and
do that. Yeah,
have someone on it. Is the lineup good enough without a Bo or Tucker signing? I think
I
so.
said it. I said it last year. I think it's good. I
Yeah,
don't think it's great.
I think it lines up to be a pretty good lineup with the platoons. But you'd want a guy who, in our minds, like Bo or Tucker, just raises how good the team's gonna be.
Like you want to have your first 4 or 5 guys, everyday guys,
It
right? Like I
helps.
think
It helps projecting the team. Yeah,
Springer, Tucker, Vladdy, Varsho, and Kirk, right?
I would accept that
Yeah.
too. I would. I definitely would. Um, who will Okamoto be best friends with on the 2026 Jays?
I can see him getting along with Springer because Springer gets along with everyone.
It'll be It'd be fun to see who he takes a liking to.
Who do you think he'll never talk to?
One of the bullpen guys who speaks Spanish, probably.
Do we have any Spanish bullpen guys? Oh, he'll never talk to Jimmy Garcia. Never.
You don't think
He will
so?
no, he will never talk to Jimmy Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe they can understand Spanish. I don't. His English wasn't fantastic,
No.
but I kind of like that. Like, let's just
Yeah.
go out there, play ball, and he doesn't have to talk to people. It's great. Um, if the Jays do nothing the rest of the offseason, are they a better overall team than our World Series roster?
Yeah. Pitching staff got better.
Pitching staff got better.
Lineup didn't. I wouldn't say I wouldn't shoe that in as for sure, but the pitching did get significantly better.
Yeah. Opening day starter prediction. If they don't give Kevin Gausman an opening day start again,
Oh,
I've been mad that they haven't given him the opening day start.
should
Three,
we just say it right now? Breaking news: Kevin Gossman's the opening day start. I mean, who else would you give that to?
I don't know, like maybe Cease, but does Kevin Gausman have an opening day start?
Yes or no? When we
Because
went in St. Louis, it was Manoah.
Manoah 23 and then Barrios back to back, right?
Barrios 24, Barrios 25, 22 when we started this podcast. It was Barrios. Remember against the Texas Rangers?
Yep.
I don't think we've had. I don't think we've had a Kevin Gossman opening day start. No, we have no chance we've had. No, I don't think we have.
Let's make sure that's right. That sounds right to me.
I don't think we've
Opening day
had it, Avery.
starters. Okay, let's see it, John. I definitely think you're right. Um, yeah, Barrios, Manoah, Barrios, Ryu. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
we haven't had a Gossman. That's a crime against humanity. That's
it,
bullshit.
it really is.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Gas Man this year.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah,
He absolutely does.
when they undo the banner night.
Um,
Yeah,
he should be the one to take the ball. I
yeah.
think so as well. Matt says he's heading down to Dunedin for about a week, seeing 4 Jays games and hopefully a round or two of golf. Any recommendation? I haven't played golf there once. Um, but Innisbrook is there, like the Copperhead, the PGA Tour
Yeah.
course is there. I'm sure that's good and expensive as shit. So good luck getting on to that one. But I haven't played any of those courses. Which AL East team is going to be the Jays' biggest roadblock to winning the division?
I want to say the Orioles, but their pitching staff doesn't really like make me go crazy. Their lineup's really good. Taylor Ward and Pete Alonso getting added to that's pretty scary. The
Yeah.
bullpen's not that scary for the Orioles, and their starting rotation's not that great. So I'm going to say the Baltimore Orioles right now. And obviously, as long as the Yankees employ Aaron Judge, I don't see how you.
Yeah, that's going to be. I'd like the O's to be good too. Um, just my thoughts. Is it normal to have anxiety every day till Tucker signs? No,
Yeah,
that's not. No, not normal. He'll either sign or he won't,
it's fair. That's a really good way to dumb it down.
and we'll still have to play 162 games.
Yeah.
Over under Okamoto home runs this year, 13 and a half.
Oh my God. If that's an actual line, put
I think he just made the line.
okay. I was gonna say if that's an actual line, like that's an inheritance bet. Um,
I would love to take the over on that. I think he's got 20 homer pop.
Me
It's
too.
easy. He's shown it in Japan. Maybe there'll be some. He just seems like such a professional hitter, and I think the pop for home run totals with a dead ball in Japan, I think he can be a 20 homer guy. 100 at bats against Dick Lovelady. How many hits do you get?
Zero. Let's be clear, zero.
You could get one hit.
Maybe. I mean, he is awful, but he was. I mean, he was probably decent in the minors, and those hitters are significantly night and day better hitters than obviously I am. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I maybe one in like 100 at bats.
I think you get. I think you get 5 hits.
I'd love to test it out. I really
Yeah.
would. Dick, if you're out there, I'd love to test it out.
You get a seeing eye single. You hit one hard hit ball. I'll give you three. I'll give you three
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
if I trained for it, and like got in the cage and hit off the machine and stuff. I maybe we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm putting them. I'm
I
probably
think you could luck into 3 hits in 100 at bats.
yeah. I'm taking the under, right? But we'll see. Playing the humble card.
Um, our Super Bowl picks.
It's hard to go against the Seahawks. Yeah, it's hard to go against Seahawks.
Okay, nice.
Good
I
defense.
like
The
that
only thing
there's
that's handcuffing them is Sam Darnold. I, like we haven't seen him be able to do it in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm gonna go Seahawks. Fuck it.
I think it's nice that there's some parity in the NFL. It's not just the Chiefs and the Eagles, Chiefs and Niners. I know there's still Eagles and Niners. One of them's going to lose today.
Yeah.
Who's the Allen Roden of spring training 2026?
You mean just like the dog?
Yeah.
I don't want to put that bad juju on someone.
Oh, because they'd be gone. It's
Well,
Ricky
no,
T.
because they just it means they'd be awful in the season.
No, it's Ricky T. It's Ricky T. We're gonna be back in the
Yeah,
biggest
I mean,
way.
I've already bought stock.
What's the Chris Bassett status? I saw Tigers maybe.
Yeah,
It would be nice for him to
close to home for him. I think the Blue Jays door is closed. That's
seems closed.
It's not really a hot take. I don't know. I really don't. Tigers, Padres, one or the other. He is a good pitcher.
He is, and he'll help you get through 162.
He'll help
in a
you
great
battle
way.
through 162 easily.
If Bo goes to the Phillies, do you think the Phillies have enough skill to beat the Dodgers?
No, that outfield's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Right now, that outfield's Justin Crawford, Brandon Marsh. Not that good of an outfield.
No, and let's see who else they're putting out in the outfield. Dolis Garcia, you forgot, John.
Sure, I guess.
Dolis Garcia. It'll be
Yeah,
fun for them. But we'll see what their pitching staff does as well. Last one. Who do you think your MLB comparisons are? I'm going Jamie Moyer's mine. Just slop from the left side.
I'm gonna go current day Adolis Garcia, 190 with like 12 bombs if he plays 162.
Yeah, and he can play
But
the
I mean,
field.
but the potential's there.
The potential's there.
Yeah, yeah. I really don't know. But yeah, I can see Adolis. The hitting wise, obviously, not the. I don't play outfield.
No,
I'd
you're
be an
there for the
awful
big
outfielder.
you're there for the
Awful.
big moment as well.
Yeah, that's probably what I would be. But yeah, I broke some news earlier this week. Actually, forgot to bring that up. Jameson Tyon. I've been sitting on that for a while. Um, he texted me a tweet that I sent that went kind of viral, and he was like, "This is fucking hilarious." And then he texted me after it. He's like, "You promise you can keep this secret?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll be playing for Team C in the World Baseball Classic." I was like, "All right, cool. That's
Feels
pretty
good.
fucking yeah." I mean, it's a good arm to have,
Yeah,
right?
needed
I
it.
mean,
Tough
actual
loss, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman won't be playing. And then he's just texting me randomly. He's like, "All right, you can go tweet it now." And then our friends over at Talking Baseball credited John Atkins at Owner's Box. Just scared shitless to say the words Gate 14 Johnny Junta. But yeah, Jameson Tyon, World Baseball Classic. Freddie Freeman won. That sucks. But Josh Naylor does play first base, so
He does.
it's not like it's a massive decline if you lose Freddie Freeman. Josh Naylor is still a very good baseball player. Do you think Canada makes it to the knockout?
Oh, so they're in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Who do they have to beat? I would love for them to make it out. I thought they had a good chance of it. So the pools are finalized. They're in Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, Colombia. Oh, have I lost my mind here? Puerto Rico,
No,
Cuba, Canada, Panama, and who was the other team that I just said there? Cuba was found away. Yariel, is he going to pitch for Cuba again?
I don't know.
That would be great. So Puerto
Yeah.
Rico will make it out. Oh, and they played Colombia, right? That was the other. That's a tough one to get out of.
Is Colombia as good as like who's on Colombia?
I thought Willier was on Colombia. I thought they were good in 2023, but I may be thinking of that wrong.
So the World Baseball Classic's a 2-year thing now.
3 year.
3? Oh,
Yeah, it
I
was
guess
20.
yeah, 3 year.
It
Yeah.
was 2023. Colombia did not make it out. I was thinking of Venezuela.
I
Maybe
think
they can do it.
maybe they could do it. Maybe they could do it. Maybe they could do it. We'll see what happens. But is that it? I mean, we're
I think
still
that's
waiting
it.
on the big dogs to sign. I mean, we had the one domino fall with Alex Bregman, but we are still waiting on the two, in our opinion, like the most valuable to us free agents to sign. And that's Kyle Tucker and that's Bo Bichette. So we'll see what happens. Again, hopefully this happens before Avery leaves on the weekend. But
It will
we
not.
got two dominoes left to fall. And
Yep.
hopefully that happens before so we can kind of slam shut the free agency for the Toronto Blue Jays and kind of move on to the season now and look upon to the season. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's this week. I've been saying that for about 2 months now. But we'll see. Love you guys, man. Thanks for the support. The podcast just it's been crazy.
I think
2026.
we got a couple things this week coming up too. Some interviews for the
Yeah, we
people.
got
Hopefully make that happen.
what do you mean couple interviews?
We got the one tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do
Oh,
interview on
yes.
Wednesday.
Yeah. The one tomorrow is with some may argue is the team MVP. But that's we'll drop the trailer for that this week. But yeah, love you guys, man. Gate 14 forever. We'll talk to you guys next Sunday with a very, very special guest who I am very looking forward to talking to. And it's not Vladdy, so don't comment Vladdy in the chat, but this guy is probably the next one up in terms of like excitement to talk to this guy. So love you guys, man, and we'll talk to you guys next Sunday.